way to the store. It's Friday, that's when I do my grocery shopping, but this week I have to restock the pantry. It's been 6 months since I did that, and part of the reason that I'm able to keep a relatively low grocery budget, cook at home without any major difficulties, because I have a well-stocked pantry, or I did before I use all the stuff up. So I'm going to show you all the stuff that I get to stock it up. Stay tuned. So this is what we're going to be eating in week 20. See how I cut my finger? 4. Be careful when you sharpen your knives. Okay, so for breakfast, Macy is having Ezekiel toast with peanut butter and hemp seeds this week. Banana on top of that. We're having oatmeal or smoothies or cereal. So this one is vegan. It's the vanilla oat clusters from Trader Joe's. Macy wanted to taste. She couldn't quite get in the box. And this one is not vegan. It's strawberry yogurt O's. Michael told me to surprise him. I just picked up something. I don't know. We'll see. And that's breakfast. For lunch, Macy's going to have a grilled cheese sandwich. We went back to our standard cheese the day it was no longer on sale, and wrapped up in here, let me see if I can show you without unwrapping it. You see that? Salad greens. She has been digging the ranch dressing. I made some homemade ranch dressing, and if she'll eat it, that's how she'll get it. And then for lunch, Michael will be having the burgers again with the whole wheat buns and some seasoned french fries, and I will be having just a salad. I didn't feel like thinking of something fancy to eat, so we have the spring mix, some chicken strips that I'll cook up, and some more homemade ranch dressing, and that is what I will have for lunch. For dinner for the next 3 nights, not tonight, but the 3 nights after that, we're going to be having chana curry, that's chickpea curry, and for the 3 nights after that, we'll be having orange chicken. I already sauteed up the vegetables. It's just peppers, onions, and garlic, and chicken nuggets, and that'll be for those 3 nights of chana curry, 3 nights of orange chicken, and I actually have my rice soaking. This is the cooker insert. I just have it soaking in water. Apparently, it's supposed to help it cook a little bit better. I don't know. We'll try it. I've done it. Jeez. Really? I've done it once before, but I'm going to do it a couple more times to see if it makes any difference. That's 3 cups, and that'll be for 3 nights, and then I'll have to make some more, soak some more, and make some more for the next 3 nights. And I'll show you what we're going to be eating tonight for dinner. It's still in the oven, but I'll eat. This is what a pretty stocked pantry looks like. There's some bare spaces. There are a couple of things that I didn't worry about restocking, and I'll go over why. But yeah, here are some of the things that I enjoy to include in the pantry. On the top shelf is where I keep my Ziploc bags, parchment paper, foil, and some cheesecloth. I only buy boxes of those once a year, and I do it at the beginning of the year. And those containers over there have our multivitamins, but the one on the top has the reused, washed and dried and reusable Ziploc bags, foil, parchment paper if I use any oil. So yeah, but on the second shelf is where I keep more of the condiments, and I try to keep it organized. This side, that basket is for oil. So we have olive oil, their hair oils and body oils, coconut oil, sesame oil, and our essential oils. This is where I keep all the vinegars. I did not restock on the vinegars, 1 because I forgot, and then 2 when I remembered I ran out of funds. But there's still plenty of apple cider, red wine vinegar, and then I have the hot sauce there because it is vinegar based. It really is a vinegar based sauce. This is a basket that we keep the snacks in. It normally doesn't have a whole bunch of stuff in there, and that's not something I continually restock, but it does have a place in the pantry. Here is where I keep the sauces and a container of bacon bits because my husband wanted bacon bits. They're vegan, so I don't care. But spices, soy sauce, liquid smoke, sriracha, stuff like that. And then over here is where I keep container on the second shelf is where I keep the sauces, canned tomatoes, tomato paste, not sauces, but the tomato sauces, curry sauces. I have curry sauce because I'm going to be using it this week, but honestly forgot to restock it, so we'll do it next week. But normally that's where I keep the tomato paste, tomato sauce, the pasta sauce, curry sauces, stuff like that. Okay, on the second shelf, third shelf is where I keep the bulk of my stuff, and these are all mason jars. The biggest one in the back are half gallons, and then we have quart and pints are the smallest ones. And basically, I like to make sure from right to left, on the very end, that's tea and stuff. Don't worry about that. But from right to left, I like to make sure in the back that I keep lots of beans. So we have black beans, red beans. These red beans in the front are Salvadorian beans. They're tasty but stinky, so you have to soak them really well. Pinto beans, white beans, rice, brown rice, white rice, oatmeal, and then the flours. This is, what is this? That's Vital Wheat gluten. This is all-purpose flour. This is self-rising flour. And then we have cornmeal. What is this? Look at this. Is how I tell what stuff is. Are we ready? I write it on the bottom. And that way, if you want to change it, this is permanent marker, but it comes off with soap and water. That's it. Just a little scrub it in soap and water. So that's chickpea flour, and then brown rice flour. A lot of these are white flours and seasonings that from a distance kind of look the same. So how I avoid picking up the sugar when I meant to pick up the salt, or vice versa, is I keep it from cooking to baking. And so all my baking flours are going to be on this end, and all the stuff that I used to cook with is going to be on this end. I use salt to cook with more, so it's all the way over here on the end, and on this side here is the sugar because I use it more for baking, and I normally keep more sugar, so it's in a bigger container. But yeah, on the next shelf is where I keep the extra. So we have tons of oats, a little bit of that cereal left over. That's where I keep the grits. I have wheat flour, cornmeal flour. The rest of this is turmeric. I buy it from a Lebanese store, and so I get a bunch for very cheap. I think the whole container costs $2. And then on the bottom is where I keep empty containers if they're not anything I want to put in it currently, and then appliances. And all the way on the bottom on the floor is where I keep stuff that bags, paper bags that I'm going to use for something else. And then over here is a container where I keep the extras of stuff that's in rotation in the mason jars. So if I have extra beans, these half-gallon jars hold 3 pounds of beans, but if I buy a 4-pound bag, the extra goes in the bin down at the bottom. And then all the stuff doesn't get put into rotation in the mason jars. The stuff that's in the mason jars right now is stuff that I use all the time, but cornmeal is not something that I use all the time, and so I'll keep that in the bag until I put it in rotation. Grits is something that we just recently purchased. It may go in rotation, maybe something that we keep around all the time, but we don't eat it that often, so it makes no sense for me to make another mason jar and label it just to put it in there. Most of these beans and stuff will last 3 or 4 months. I try to rotate all of our foods, and I know I've said that before, but we don't eat the same type of bean every day or every week. Every week I try to change it out in rotation. So we may use a cup or 2 cups of white beans last week, and next week it'll be pinto beans and then red beans. And so it keeps the foods in rotation. Oats, I have oats for days. Rice, there's rice here. There's rice in the bin on the bottom. And we don't use a whole lot of white rice, so that's actually white rice left over from the previous 6 months. I think I ended up buying 10 pounds at the beginning of the year, so we have plenty left over. But yeah, this is the pantry. The spices I keep in the cabinet, like salt, pepper, paprika and stuff, but this is the stuff that I keep in the pantry. tonight we're having pizza and some of that salad with the homemade ranch. Thanks so much for watching what we're eating in week 24. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Stay blessed and stay tuned.